Oh, it's not focusing. There we go. Shalom friends, Mermaid Megan here again. It is day 13 of Vlogmas, and today we are going to fix my nails because we are going on 2 weeks and they're looking a little busted. But first I want to show you guys what I did earlier this evening, and while you guys watch that, I'm going to soak these bad boys off. So enjoy some Christmas lights. Well, not exactly Christmas lights. I'll just show you. So this is called the Sapulpa Christmas Chute, and every year they shut down this section of Main Street and put up these awnings, and they hang all of these decorations and lights from them. And right here is one of my favorite parts that we saw. So here is Santa's sleigh, and then as we walk towards the front, right there are his boots because he's sitting in the front seat, and then in front are all of the reindeer looking down at you. I thought that was so cute. This section reminded me of Frozen, all the white and blue lights and all of the snow and icicles. Oh, it was so pretty. So they also do a competition between all of the different sections. A different group decorates each one, and you can vote for who your favorite was. I honestly couldn't decide. They were all so beautiful. I loved seeing some of these ones that were more classic Christmas. And then this one was all sorts of different baked goods. There was cookies and candy canes and aprons and their little muffin tins and everything hanging from it. Oh, I thought it was adorable. It really made me want a gingerbread cookie. And this one was the North Pole. Look at all those little Santas and the workshop with the toys. Oh, it was so cute. I really loved all of them. I couldn't decide. This one was Candyland. I thought it was so cute and nostalgic, and it reminded me of playing that game when I was little. I haven't played that in ages. I asked some kids recently if they could replace the different areas in Candyland with a candy that they liked now, what would they do? And honestly, most of them still said pretty classic candies. I was expecting some like Sour Patch Kids and some of the crazy stuff that's out now, but they all went pretty classic. All right, I have got the old dip powder off of my nails. My hands look super crusty. It's just because of the acetone. It'll all get taken care of later. I already pushed my cuticles back, and now we have to Dremel my nails off to remove some of the last residue from my old set and also rough them up a little bit so these new ones will stick. Sorry, this is like the worst voiceover ever. I cannot focus while I'm doing something else like my nails. So you're gonna have some awful voiceover where I was trying to do it while I'm doing my nails, and then I'm gonna come back through and try to make things actually make sense. Okay, we're gonna give this finger a little more shaping. This nail broke and I just don't want to shorten my other nails to match how short it is, so we're just gonna let it be a little uneven and a little shorter than the others right now because I am trying to grow my nails out. They have to be super short on Juan's trips because we can't damage the tails. So I am working on growing them back out for while I'm home, and they're still really short right now. Okay, we're gonna do this turquoisey blue color today. This is the color that I wore in my Jewel of Jupiter photo shoots that everyone was like, oh my goodness, it matches. I love that so much. And I haven't worn it in a while, so I want to go back to this deep turquoise. It's super sparkly, and I think it's really pretty. The only thing is that it's in such a small container, and the purple that I usually do is in a much larger container, so it's a lot easier to do. So I'm probably going to make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. So I use this powder kit from Savvyland. They're on Amazon, and the dip powders that I have are from Azure Beauty, which is also on Amazon. I'll have all of this linked down below. Basically, all you do is paint your nails just like they do at the salon when you get dip done. It's as easy, well, it's not as easy as that, but I don't think it's as hard as a lot of people think. So I like to start going not quite all the way up to the cuticle, because that helps create that kind of arched, smoother top to the nail. And I usually do 3 coats. Geez, Megan, you could try to center your hand so we can actually see what you're doing. I'm telling you, I can't focus. I've gotten pretty quick at this part. Really, at this point, the portion of doing my nails that takes the longest is soaking off the old set. So sometimes if they're really in bad shape, I will just kind of pop them off and crack them off, which I know is terrible for your nails, but honestly at this point I'm doing dip anyways, which is kind of rough on them. And now we brush off whatever loose powder there is, and I like to wait until I've done a coat across all of my nails because sometimes it sets in a little bit more after it's been sitting there. And so if you brush it right away, more powder comes off and you're more likely to get those weird lumps and bumps because you're scraping around the dip that hasn't set yet. Okay, that was the world's worst explanation. If you brush them too soon, you're gonna brush off all the still tacky stuff. But if you don't brush off the extra powder, then your nails are also gonna be lumpy and bumpy and weird. So just be careful with that step. Oh, and you can see this is kind of, well, I don't know if you really can see, there's a little bit of a bump over here. That's kind of the problem with these really small containers of the powder, is that it's really easy to push your nail in too hard and then you get one of those weird bumps because there's just no other way to actually get your nail fully in there. I suppose I could get one of those itty bitty shovel things. I just wait until it goes a little bit tacky and then kind of tap it down. And we'll be more gentle on this. Ugh, Megan, where are you going? Show us what you're doing. And now we brush them off again. See, this one's got some weird lumps again, so we're just gonna scrape off some of those and kind of tap it how we want it to be. And now, oh, it's not focusing. There we go. Now it looks a lot better. And we're gonna go ahead and do one more coat on these. Okay, so make sure you're doing a thin coat, especially for these top layers, because otherwise it gets super gummed up and thick. Yeah, thank you, Cleo, that's right. She's so helpful. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without her. Yeah, I know, you are so smart. Thanks, Cleo. Okay, now I'm gonna go around and kind of clean up some of these spots here around the cuticle where I went over a little bit, because it's a lot easier to do now before everything is set than it would be to go through and grind them down. These actually look pretty good. I mean, they're definitely not professional. I don't have an esthetician's license, or I didn't go to beauty school or any of that. I have just practiced doing this at home. Now we're gonna go through with the activator, and I like to be really generous with this. So I do a couple coats because this is what really sets your nails and makes the dip powder harden and turn into that acrylic-like coating on your nails. I can't explain why, but there's almost a cooling sensation when you apply this, so if you don't feel that, put on more. All right, now we just wait for that to dry. The instructions that came with this kit said let it dry for, I want to say it was like 2 minutes, but I usually wait longer because the reaction between the top coat and the activator sometimes feels a little weird on your nails. And I don't like that feeling, so I like to wait a little bit longer. So it's just gonna be a second for you though. Here we go. Okay, it is time to do our top coat. This stuff is super sticky and dries super fast, so if it drips, whatever's on it is on it for the rest of forever. And so this bottle just looks like a mess, and it is a mess, and that's okay. I actually like to do 2 coats of top coat. The instructions say just 1, but I found that doing 2 coats of this top coat really helps keep your nails really shiny and really smooth longer. We're gonna do 1 coat, and then we're gonna check for any weird bumps. Sometimes with dip nails, if you've had your nails done before, you know, just weird bumps show up, and it's just from the powder clumping up. All you gotta do is Dremel them down. So we'll do a little check. These are looking pretty good though. I may escape without having to Dremel these down, which would be very exciting. I'm running out of this top coat. I need to go ahead and order more. These dry almost instantly, which is just incredible. And as someone who always does the little wet nails, weird hands thing around the house, doing my own dip nails at home has been a game changer. I think that we can just do another top coat. I don't think we need to Dremel these. They're really smooth. We'll just do another top coat to get them like glass smooth. And then we're done with one hand already. This second top coat does dry slower. Part of the reason the first top coat dries so quickly is because of a reaction between the activator and the top coat itself. So if you do 2 top coats, the second one you do have to be a little more careful about. But because your nails underneath are fully set and cured, you don't have to worry about like smudging all of the color off of your nail. And honestly, it's pretty hard to tell if you just do a little smudge in the top coat, because if you do, it's only that absolute top layer and it still stays pretty smooth. So I can live with that. All right, that is one hand done. Oh, look at how shiny and sparkly they are. They're reflecting really weird because I have the ring light on and it's making like, I don't know, weird jelly bean figure 8 shapes. But let's go ahead and do the other hand so that they can be matchy. Okay, now that I'm doing a real voiceover, I can be actually helpful. Do thin coats of the base coat and really, really gently dip your fingers into the dip powder. If you push them in, they're going to get weird lumps and bumps, and then you're gonna have these weird ridges all over your nails that take forever to Dremel flat. So just be really gentle. And be really gentle when you're brushing off the excess powder too. Like I said earlier, nothing is really set and cured yet, so it's still a little bit tacky and mushy, and if you're brushing it off really harshly, it's going to wipe off some of that powder, and then you're gonna end up with weird bald spots, I guess, on your nails. So just be gentle. Then do more thin coats. Like I said earlier, I like to start the first one a little bit away from the cuticle and then do my top 2 coats of powder all the way up to the cuticle, and keep being really gentle. The more layers you have on, the more tacky it stays, because nothing cures until you put that activator through and let it set and dry. And here's that activator. I like to press everything smooth if I do have any weird ridges or bumps before I put this on, because your nails are still tacky and it's easier to smooth it before it's set. After it's set, you have to Dremel it. Then I let it set for about 5 minutes and we do that actual top coat. This is what really cures everything. I always like to get the tips of the nails too, because I feel like it helps them last. It's always the first place that chips for me. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have to Dremel either hand. This is amazing. It's a true Christmas miracle. And then I check and see if there's any weird spiky bits from glitter or dip particles that are sticking up. If If there are, I would Dremel them flat, and then I do my second coat of top coat. All right, now we just let that second top coat dry. And then I'm gonna go wash my hands and put on some lotion to take care of all the weird dryness from the acetone, and I'll be right back. We're back, jewelry back on. Can you sense a little bit of a theme here? I have been loving turquoise lately. I kind of think it might be my favorite color now. But there's the finished nail look. Super sparkly, super shiny, and I'm super happy with them. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to follow along with more of my Vlogmas adventures or see a peek into my life as a professional mermaid. Like and comment on this video and tell me what your go-to manicure is. Regular polish, gel, dip, acrylic, and what color. And I'll see you all next time. Bye! Can't wait to edit this and just listen to myself breathe for 10 minutes.